Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswate Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyani Nirtam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidwaram Sadgurum Brahmavidwaram Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Sri Tapovana Sishyaya Namaha. Okay, let us do the chanting of the Ishavasya Shanti Patha. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we completed 7 mantras of the Ishavasya Upanishad. Mantras 4 to 8, actually from 3 to 8, they are directly about Atma Jnana. Atma means self, knowledge of the self. Here, you have to keep in mind, knowledge of the self does not mean knowledge of the body as the physiology or psychology or biochemistry, no. Not knowledge of the mind or psychology. It is the body, it is the knowledge of you, because of which the knowledge of the body and knowledge of the mind is illumined. If you remove the consciousness and awareness aspect of you, the material aspects of you, such as mind, which come and go. Material aspects means those that come and go. They do not have sentiency unless you illumine them after you wake up. Even when you wake up also, if you stay at the state in between, mind rises but you are aware. In that state also you can be yourself. But when you identify with the mind, then mind becomes illumined as though mind itself has no life. It becomes activated in the presence of Chaitanya. Chaitanya is all pervading. So why is it all pervading? Because all of us have the same Chaitanya behind, everywhere, wherever we are. Whether in India or here, or your children or your relatives, even the animals, all of them, they become aware first and then they interact. That awareness itself, if you just stop there, you are all pervading, because everybody starts there. That is a ground. That is Atma, that is the self. Now, the other self that I call I by looking at showing my body, that is the physical attributed self. Somebody trained you. You trained yourself that I am this. Psychologically also, you have trained yourself to think I am that. I am my mind. Both of them arise in consciousness. Without consciousness, they don't exist. So, mantras 4, 5, 6, and 7 directly explain who you are. Jnana. That's called Jnana. Who you are not, like body, mind, intellect, and even the state of deep sleep where you don't see any things, even that also. Those are things which you are not. What you are has to be explained because we forgot who we are. That's the reason Upanishad has to explain the Guru through Guru Parampara. We have to learn and then we have to educate ourselves. So in 4.5, it explained it is all pervading. It's inside, outside. It is faster than the mind. It means it's everywhere. It is there first. Mind came later. It's like that it is explained. To explain, it is inside, tad antike, tad dure. It is everywhere. The reason it has to be set in that language is we have a habit of to think only Atma is inside my body. I am my life is inside my body. It is true as far as the prana is concerned. But the illuminer of prana, because of which prana is breathing, operating, is not in the mind only. Mind itself is borrowing consciousness from that. But we identify with ourselves with the prana, the breathing principle, and then we say, I am inside. That is incorrect. You have to question what is illumining prana also. You have to question what is illumining mind also. Like that, when you keep on questioning, you become aware of who you are. At that stage, there's no limitations imposed by you. Then you realize it is pure being, presence. And then if you only look from that point of view, then you see everything appears in it. No, nothing actually has existence outside of that. Unless you illumine, nothing appears. So you yourself see everything within you. That clarity will come through hearing, Sravana, Manana, and also owning it by Nididhyasana. So by saying tad dure, tad antike, tad ejadu, tad ejatu, by saying all those words, it is explained to you that God is, Atman is everywhere, inside, outside. The reason, as I said, it has to be explained because you think it is here only. That is. Then you might still think, okay, it is inside here, outside also. So you still think this is real. And then that is also real. But Vedanta is trying to say both of them are consciousness. As consciousness, both of them are so that is called Swabhava. Swabhava means actual nature, reality. Reality is first, then appearance is next. Gold is first, bangle is next. So it has to say it pervades inside and outside as swabhava, as a nature. Like water pervades wave. This is a wave, vritti, thought wave. I am, my body is a thought in consciousness. From that angle you have to see. Then when the thought is dropped, consciousness remains. In that way. That way you have to very beautifully have to connect with it, to the teaching. So these three things, inside, outside, and then swabhava, all the three. Vedanta, it has to explain all the three. If you think I am consciousness and to stop here, then the world becomes samsara. You have not won the world. So by dhyana, if you can stop the mind, it does not mean you conquer the mind. It only means temporarily you stop the mind. When you open your eyes, dhyana doesn't work. So you have to have knowledge, the thoughts as well as of body, as well as the world, both are within you. So that is why it is important to say God is, Atman is, Paramatma, consciousness, awareness is here and there, and also it is the only reality. Then you can negate your thoughts as well as appearances. That is the reason you have to say all the three of them. That's what it is explained. It also explained the effects of realizing or nature. What it said, whoever constantly revels in the teaching, anupashyati, mantra number 6, I'm going in a what do you call quick overview. Yastu sarvani bhutani atman eva anupasyati. Now, Atma is not all pervading. In that, whoever observes everything as appearances in that reality, and sarva bhuteshu atmana, all the other beings also within it. So there is only one principle. Tato na vijugupsate. He does not have likes and dislikes. Because they are mental. Mind borrows consciousness from that. When you step back, all those things they are not there. Even if they are there, they are just appearances. You don't give reality to it. Okay. Now, seventh mantra highlights the same thinking in a slightly different language. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva abhut vijanatah. Tatra ko mohaha kassokaha ekatvam anupashyatah. Both is anupashyatah is important word. Anupashyata means when you revel in that pure being, when the mind stops. And then there is no projection there. Projection means thinking in the future or past or even any thoughts of the present. I have that work pending, I have this pending. All these things are unnecessary because you are not the pure sense of being. Anupasyatah, both is mantra, anupasyat. Seeing that constantly, tatra ko moha. How can he get deluded? Arjuna got deluded. Why? When you come out of that, you become as though limited. When you limited, world becomes big. Tatra ko moha kas sokaha. Where is the sorrow? Because ekatvam anupasyatah, there is no subject-object duality. When you have subject-object duality, there is a separation. When there is separation, then there is a question of past, present, and future. And then there is a question of potentially seeing the limitations within yourself and then be anxious, lack of peace, fear, all these things can arise. That is called soka. Soka means sorrowness. Now, mantra 8, which we are going to do now, and before I just want to give a quick introduction. In the mantra 8, from mantra 3 to 8 is the Jnana part of this Upanishad. Direct Jnana. Your mind has to realize you are not the mind, you are not the body. Right? So mantra 8 is the Upasamhara mantra. Upasamhara means it is withdrawing in that topic. The topic of Jnana, who you are. See, the word Jnana means knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of the reality and also which is not real, both. Nitya, Anitya. That is the knowledge. It's not a sciences or it is not the thoughts. Okay. So now the 8th mantra concludes this topic, Upasamhara mantra. So let us now chant the 8th mantra. Yes. Saparjagat sukramakayamadvranam asnaviram suddhamapapa-vidham kavirmanishi parubhu swayambhu yadha tadhyatordhan vidadha chasvatibhyas samabhyah. Saparjagat sukramakayamadvranam asnaviragam suddhamapapa-vidham kavirmanishi parubhu swayambhu yadha tadhyato Yadha, sorry, there's a mistake in my book. Yadha tadhyatordhan vedathascha svatibhyah samabhyah. Okay. Very good. Now, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's bhashya on this is very important for people like me to understand. Because our Guru Parampara take Bhagavan Shankaracharya's bhashya, because many of these words in this are coded language. So I would use the bhashya more liberally when I'm explaining this. So, saparyagat. Saha means Atma, you, or I, the self, unconditional, impersonal being. In simple English language. Saparyagat. Pari means everywhere. Gat means gone. Means it's all pervading in simple language. Saparyagat. What is all pervading? Support of all pervading is the all pervading. As the individual, it cannot be all pervading. As the essence of everything, it is all pervading. Now, to understand intellectually, as gold, it is all pervading in relative to the ornaments. As water, it is all pervading relative to the waves and the ocean. As the individual beings in the universe, there is one common principle in all of us, which is saparyagat. In that we appear. In that sense, don't say all pervading, then imagine, don't just imagine something outside of you and then say, okay, it's all pervading. No, you are also essentially that. Imagination has to stop. In the last class, I mentioned which, what, why, how, all these things are unnecessary because everything is this. Shukram, next word. Shukram means basically light, pure, illumining power. White, WHIT, white. Shukra means white. But in the language of this, in Vedanta Shastra, in this context, it is called as the light of all lights. Jyotishamapi tad jyotihi. Because of that light, which is awareness, I know sun is rising. I know the room is illumined. Because it is illumining my eyes are seeing in the light. So you look from the point of view of the light that illumines the light, Sukram, that is so, it is all pervading and it is awareness itself. Without that, my eyes don't operate, ears don't operate, my throat, nothing operates because it requires life. It's life itself. Up to that much, it is pretty clear. Then it says Akayam. So, Bhagavan's Bhashya says, Saha yadhoktah atma paryagaat parisamantat agat gatavan akashavat vyapi iti arthaha. He explained that the word first paryagat is that like akasha, all pervading sat, existence. Then he says Sukram Suddham Jyotishmat Deeptiman iti arthaha. It is the one which is illumining principle, just like the light, which because of which I see things, because of consciousness, even the light appears. Akayam, the word Akayam, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Asariraha Linga Sarira Varjitaha iti artha. It means Sharira means first thing we think of is our body. here, but we have three bodies. One body is sthula, sthula sarira. One body is sukshma sarira, manaha, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, sukshma sarira. Mind, intellect, ego principle, and also the recollecting principle, storage, data storage, chitta. All those four involved as, and prana also. And also five elements, saptadasa, five mahabhutas, akasha, vayu, agni, jala, and also prithvi before grassification. They make the mind actually. They make the ahankara, ego, and all by their combination. Sattvic aspect, rajasic aspect makes the prana. Anyway, tamasic aspects make the body, physical body. So because of those, all of those sushma sarira, manaha, buddhi, hankara, chitta, briefly you can take those four also. So akayam means Bhagavan Shankaracharya says asariraha linga sarira varjitaha iti artha. It is that sukshma sarira, I am not that. A sarira, akaya, sorry. A negates it. So Bhagavan. Asna viram, next word, akaya, avranam asna, asna viram. He also explained that. These two together, they mean physical body. Avranam means that which does not get wounded. Sri Krishna chapter 2, he talks about this, right? Water cannot wet it, fire cannot burn it. This is it. In this Upanishad language, it is saying it does not get wounded. Avranam, vrana means wound. Avranam, it does not have any wounds. Asna viram. Bhagavan says, snavaha siraha ismin na vidyate iti asna viram. Snavaha means like there is various aspects in our body that connect various things, like tendons, nerves, blood vessels. So all these things that are running through our body, they connect various parts of it. They call it snava. This doesn't have any of physicality in it. That's the language of the Upanishad, asnaviram. By using these two words, he has actually said you are not your physical body. Which two words? Avranam, asnaviram. By combining these two, you are not a physical body. Suddham. Next word, suddham. Suddham means that which does not have any taint of impurity. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Nirmalam avidya amala rahitam, avidya mala rahitam iti karana sarira pratishedaha. So Suddham, when you say Suddham, it is saying you are not the causal body. The body that you take up when you are in deep sleep. What is that body? It has all your tendencies, unmanifest state. It is not void. It is all the tendencies in an unmanifest state. Because that is the reason you wake up. Otherwise, it's very good experience because mind is not there. But mind has tendencies provoke the mind and wake it up. That is right. So that's also Suddham, Bhagavan Shankaracharya saying it is not, there is no causal body also. Because Atma does not have any tendencies. It is pure. Apapa vidham. The first half of the mantra, last word. Apapa vidham is dharma, adharma, dadi papa varjitam. it does not have any effects of papa or punya in it. They are present in the mind. I am sinner, or I'm a good person, I did so many good things, I did all these things, that is not negated. But Atma itself doesn't have them. It only illumines those thoughts like a light. So, if you, some of you know the famous Nirvana Shatakam, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, when he was about 10 years old, when he met his guru, Govindapada, in among banks of Narmada River, and he was in meditation at that time. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya went and prostrated. He was supposed to be about 10 years old at that time. So he prostrated to Guru, and then Govindapada asked him, "Who are you?" The answer he gave is very similar to the what is said in this mantra, you know. So I will just only highlight the points there. He said, Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. This is Shankaracharya, right? What do you basically spontaneously on the spot he sang this. 10 years. Now you why is Mahatma and all these people are inspired by him. In fact, I will tell you one thing. Some Shankaracharya's hometown is Kaladi. Near Kaladi, about half an hour drive from there, his birthplace is there. Swami Chinmaya, so that the family there, they went into tough times financially. They had about 6 or 7 acres of land, 8 acres of land, in which the temple is there and their family, their houses are there. Wonderful place. I was there. So they have some non-Hindu families were ready to buy it. So they were negotiating, and then they informed Swami Chinmayanji that this is the birthplace of Shankaracharya, beautiful house, and there's a pond and all that. Is a wonderful place. So Bhagavan Shankara, Swami Chinmayanji Maharaj said, he sent his main office bearers, told them, you go and talk to them and do not negotiate. This is priceless. Whatever they ask, we say yes. This is how much respect our Guru Parampara has for Shankaracharya. You wonder why? This is 10 years he wrote this. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. I am not the subtle body. Extempore, he wrote it. Nacha srotra jiffe, nacha grahana netre. I am not the ears, I am not the tongue, I am not the nose, I am not the eyes. Nacha vyoma bhumihi natejo na vayuhu. I am not the 5 Mahabhutas that make up the grass body. Who am I? Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Look at this. And why is such a great Mahatma? Shankara Shiva himself. So, this is important thing is, he's saying some of the things we are learning in this Upanishad. Now, Named, this is one, sloka number 3. Name dvesha ragau, name lobha moho. Mado naiva me naiva matsarya bhavaha. Na dharmo, na chartho, na kamo, na moksha. Chidananda rupaha shivoham shivoham. He said, I don't have any desire for moksha. This is still mental. Because I'm already Shiva. Na dharmo, na chartho. I have no motivation to have virtuous life because I am beyond gunas. I have no motivation for artha, security, because security itself is beyond. I am already above the mind. Chidananda Rupaha Shiva. See, he's talking about exactly the language. Shivoham, Shivoham. Actually, one more, number 4. Napunyam, na papam. Suddham, the word Suddham is used in Upanishad. Napunyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham. I am not the Saukhyam means joy. Not dukkham. I am not the sadness. Na mantro, na tirtham. I am not the mantra or the pilgrimage place. Na vedana yajnaha. I, I don't have any reason for Vedas or yajnas. Havan. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojyam na bhokta. Because as a God, senses of eating, enjoying, and feeding, all these things are the physical, mental level. I am the illuminer of all of them, but I am not them. Just like light in this room would say, I am not this pencil, but I am illumining it. In the same way, all our thoughts, all our experiences of body, all of them are happening because of the presence of the light of lights, which you are. So what is it? Shivoham, Shivoham. I am the light of the lights, which so is beyond all the virtues and also and sins. That's exactly he's saying here. Suddham apapa vidham. I'm not bound by papa or punya. You have to take both of them. That is a technical way of looking at it. So by negation, 4-5 things are pointed out back to back. And then he started out with saying, I am all pervading, I am the light of lights. And then it explained, I am not the physical body, I am not the grass body. Sorry, I am not the grass body, I am not the Sukshma Sarira, I am not the causal body. I don't have the concepts of Papa and Punya. Right? Apapa Vittam. Now there is some positive language will be used. See, one of the very famous slokas in Bhagavad Gita, which is also very important in the context, which I will just mention that here, that is chapter 5, 14th and 15th slokas. Krishna says, Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya sujati prabhu. Na karmaphala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate. 14th sloka of 5th chapter. God means as all pervading infinite presence, impersonal self awareness. God does not tell you have to katrutvam. Katrutvam is sense of doership. God doesn't have it. Innately, he doesn't have it in him. It is only by us, by creating that tendency of I want to enjoy this and then I want to do this for that. These are all your mental vrittis. Bhagavan himself is free of these. Nakarma phala sanyogam. Karma phala is bhotrutva. To do karma is kartrutva. Nakarma phala samyogam. So neither of them are inherently present in Bhagavan. These are swabhavastu pravartate. By our tendencies, they move in our consciousness, in our consciousness, as vrittis. You are the witness of those vrittis. Their vrittis fall off, you remain. He again, 15th sloka also, nadatte kasyachit papam. I don't give anybody a sin. By oneself, is not a sinner, nobody is a sinner. Nadatte kasyachit. I don't give anybody or condemn anybody as sinner. Nachayeva sukritam vibhu. I don't appreciate anybody as a specially made for good things. That is your personal swabhava. You do some people do some, but I am myself as a witness. I'll illumine both of them equally. But you yourself think all this. Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantava. By our ignorance, we say my Atma is doing this, God is doing this. It is okay for Karma Yoga, no problem. But fundamentally, God is not the inspiration behind it. But for Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, it is okay. But Jnana Yoga point of view, God is just the illuminer. And you right now are that. So it's this connecting very nicely. So then Kavihi, next line, Kavihi. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Krantadarshi Sarvadruk. It means all omniscient. In what sense? Without consciousness, no knowledge takes place. Nanya Nanyato asti drasta. Bhagavan Shankaracharya quotes from Prahodaranyaka Upanishad. There is no other knowing principle. Drasta, knowing principle. Nanya, there is nothing. Manishi, these are the words from the words. Kavihi, I explained, all omniscient. Kavi in the poetic sense, it means poet also. But here, as I said in the Upanishad, the contextual meaning is directly referring to the all-pervading self. This word is used by Sri Krishna in chapter 8 Bhagavad Gita. I will quote it later. Kavihi Kanta. Manishi Manasaha Ishita Sarvajnaha Ishwaraha iti arthaha. The word Manishi is explained now. Kavin Manishi. Kavir Manishi. As the essentially knowing principle, he is the controller of the mind. In other words, whatever I know, in that field I operate. And then I say, I know this. But God is a knowing principle of the whole universe. From the creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Everything happens in his knowledge, in his presence. So omniscient as well as though is also controller of the Papa Punya, those people, operator of our requirements based upon our tendencies and also our Papa Punya. Sarvajnya, he is the controller. He gives the fruits. Paribhuhu. Sarvesham upari bhavati iti paribhuhu. Upari again is a technical language. After everything appears in it, paribhuhu, everything happens in it. Just like gold is the substratum of all golden ornaments. So gold pervades all the golden materials. So in the universe, whether it is gross, subtle, or even avyakta, everything is pervaded within the existence principle. And that way it's paribhuhu. If you take the existence principle, nothing exists. If you take gold out of the golden ornament doesn't exist. So basically, very clearly saying you are not what you think you are. You are that infinite presence. In that, you are just a wave. If you identify with the wave, you forget who you are. So, paribhuhu means it pervades all the waves. Support of everything. Now, the question is, if the support of everything, who supports it? That's it. Upanishad says Swayambhuhu. Swayam eva bhavati iti. There is nothing supporting it. It itself is the eternal existential cause of all causes. All effects appear in only one cause. That cause is you and I as consciousness and existence. येषाम् उपरि भवति यः च उपरि भवति सः सर्वः स्वयम् एव भवति इति स्वयंभूः. See, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's language is crystal clear. Sarvaha swayam eva bhavati. The whole thing only one is, that is Swarupa, Swayam. See, what is Swarupa? That is the thing without which anything else cannot exist. So I told in the beginning itself, inside, outside, and then Swarupa. That is God. So then that Swarupa has no beginning, no end. Because beginning and end are only for those things that are rise in it. Like golden ornament rising in gold. Or body, mind rising in consciousness. As consciousness, none of these have any reality. All of us, the whole universe has no reality. Without your mind. And the mind is also illumined by consciousness. Now, last part of this line, so it's very interesting. Swayambhu, then is adhat adhyato ardhan vedadhat. Shashvatibhya samabhya. Here there is a technical language. It is that principle of existence consciousness. It operates through delegation. Who Shashvatibhya samabhya vedadhat. Shashvatibhya samabhya, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Ardhan kartavya yatha anurupam vibhajatu iti ardha. Shashvatibhya nityabhya samabhya samvatsarakyebhya prajapatibhya iti artha. So samabhya shashvatibhya, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, these are nothing but the prajapatis. Who are the delegated governors. So in our Puranas and also Upanishads, Bhagavan is all pervading, infinite, conscious being, ever eternal presence. Like Bhagavan Vishnu, Sheshasai is sitting. Then he delegates to Brahmaji, the creation. Hiranyagarbha, in Vedanta Shastra, Hiranyagarbha. And then he gives instructions also how to create. Chatusloki Bhagavatam. And he says, use Maya. So I am the only presence. In me, use Maya to appear as though body and mind. So he gives the instructions. Then Brahmaji starts. Then Brahmaji starts how he does not physically get involved. He also projects within him. Through using the Prajapatis. Prajapatis are those who physically involve and then create the various worlds, universes, and then operate. So it's a process of delegation. So how do they do it? So Shashvatibhya samabhya vedadhat yadhat adhyataha. As per individual requirements and tendencies and papa punya, karma phala, yadhat adhya. Kathopanishad also we saw. Yatha karma tatha srutam. As per the qualifications. Not for the requirements, as per the qualifications. Yadha tadhya. Ardhan. As the needs, ardhan means individualities and their world of experiences. Vedadhati, they operate. Who the Prajapatis operate. In the presence of Bhagavan. How consciousness is needed to operate. Existence is needed to operate. So this is an existence within totality of Bhagavan. This existence, based upon his karma phala, interacts with the existences of others. But the moment we realize both of us have common Bhagavan, then it all looks like a play. Leela, it is called. Is Bhagavan physically involved? No. For his point of view, it is a Leela. Leela means play. Why? Because we need that. As yathatadhya, yathatadhyata ardhan vedadhati, shasvatebhya samabhya. So these principles that operate are this, like governors, are presidents of individual universes, Prajapatis. They are Shaswati related to us. They know that they have database. In that point of view, they are permanent. They do according to our situations, as per our qualification, not for our needs, as per our qualifications, not for our greed. This is the beautiful mantra. Bhagavan Shankaracharya explains this. We had to use the Bhagavan's Bhashya to understand this mantra because he's negating physical, mental, and causal level completely. And then he's saying behind this there is an all pervading which is beyond these things. Presence, pure being, which is light of lights. And then it connects with us through the agencies that can operate, through knowledge provided by him. Nothing is outside his. So from mantra 4 to this, 8 mantras, 5 mantras, actually 3 also, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This 6 mantras, Jnana. So now the topic is going to be more about karma, upasana, and upasana like that, up to 14th verse. They will go much faster. So now I want to essentially give a gist of the slokas from verse number 3 to 8 before we move on, because it's a lot of unbelievable teaching. The purpose of all of this teaching is to have a clarity and stop the preoccupation with unnecessary things. How you be witness. In the beginning stage, be a witness. Then the world will slowly have no power on you. Then you become that. That is the last stage. Now, how do you become witness? You catch on to the teaching. What comes and goes, anitya. You catch on to the teaching. If you don't catch on to a firm foundation, then you would never be able to hang on to it. Some of you might have gone to Haridwar. In Haridwar, when you go to take bath in Ganges, the currents are so strong, unbelievably strong. You cannot even go up to the waist distance. You will wash it off. Mother Ganga is coming so fast. So much momentum coming down from Himalayan. So you cannot, if you just step in up to your waist, you cannot hold, you cannot. So what they do is they have put in a lot of strong pillars, concrete pillars, and then within those connected all the pillars through iron chains, strong iron chains. So people hold on to them and then they go in there. Then you hold on to them and then you take a dip and then again come up. But you never let go. If you let go, you wake up in Bay of Bengal. It is so powerful. I am not joking. It's just so powerful. In the same way, if you hold on to Bhagavan as that essential consciousness existence principle, your mind stops. When the mind stops, body does not bother you because body is the product of the mind. Subtle body gives support to the gross body. But mind has a capacity to expand. If you catch on to something which is with guna, it also becomes gauna. If you catch on to nirguna, why Bhagavan is nirguna? We just read it. He has no kaya, he has no mind. We catch on to nirguna, mind expands into infinite. That is consciousness. Vritti is nothing but consciousness. Akhandakara vritti it becomes. You hang on to Akhandakara vritti whenever you are free. Then what happens? You remain Akhandakara vritti. Then you suddenly you understand who you are clearly. Until that point, you focus on being unbroken chitta. So, from verse number 3 to 8, before we move on, I will give a summary of them. It talks about Atma Swarupa, what it is, as is. And I already explained, it's all pervading, inside, outside. It does not run, it runs. This is the language to use so that your mind stops. It also said it is pure, it has not attached to anything because it is pure. It is nityam, it is changeless. Avrana, all these things, meaning that no wounds, no, It is also the sakshi of all the avasthas, waking, dream, and deep sleep. Because it's not those three bodies. In waking, you have the Sula Sarira, means the grass. There's also mental. Then deep sleep, you have the causal body, which is the Karana Sarira. It is a sakshi of all the three. It means it's always there, whether one of them, it has to illumine them. That is the point. Now, you have to know this is that Swarupa Jnana. So it started with saying Atmahano Janaha, third mantra. And all the purpose of this is you are becoming to establish in its true nature. Then what happens if you realize who you are? It also explained three effects. It has no jugupsa, a person who is all pervading pure being as that. He has no hatred. Because it's a mental vritti. Hatred is a mental vritti. You don't encourage that anymore. You remain as a sakshi. You don't have delusion. What is delusion? Thinking world is real. Thinking happiness comes from the world. That is delusion. That is samsara. Samsara is the thinking that happiness comes from outside. And then craving for it. And then getting disappointed. Swami Chinmaya Maharaj used to say, to get disappointed, you got to make an appointment first. In his beautiful language. If you don't make an appointment, then you never get disappointed. You only take appointment with yourself and be in that. Then also delusion is gone. When the delusion is gone, then sorrow is also gone. Sokam is gone. Then that person who knows this, I am that, tattvam asi. When he knows, that person who knows, he also becomes kavi. Kavi means all knower. He knows his mind, basically. A person who realizes knows his mind and others' minds also. Why? That's why everybody goes to Swamiji's. and talks to them because they know their mind and others' mind also. And then he also becomes Manishi. Manishi means he controller of his mind so that he can use it as an instrument rather than a boss. So all these words are beautifully in a simple language. Of course, very difficult to explain because of the depth of this Upanishad. But all of them are covered in these mantras from verse number 3 to 8. Next week, the topic is going to change. It's going to karma and upasana. Those, the 6 mantras, they go fast. 3 each per class. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om